Say, what would I have done to the Nazis? If a Nazi showed up at my business, what would I do?
The problem with this argument is that the Nazis in the modern day sense is Hamas. And who is Hamas? They're the Palestinians. So Hamas calls for the extinction of Jews just, because they're funded by Iran. So I don't know if this woman, whoever this idiot is, doesn't understand what Hitler did, but he was in the active pursuit of making the Jews extinct. So when you try to twist this and you want to be this stupid and you want to try to twist this around because all of you liars keep pushing this narrative that the Jews are committing genocide when they are not. Well, then you can justify that, see, they're the Nazis now. No. If you're stupid enough to fall for that bullshit, then, don't call yourself a human being. Certainly put it this way, you can call yourself a human being. Don't call yourself a Christian, though. The Abrahamic covenant was never broken. Okay, that goes back all the way to Genesis, right? Genesis, what am I screwing up here? Is it Genesis? It goes back to the beginning of the Bible, okay? Abraham. It goes back to him, okay? God's not going to break it. Does that mean every Jew is saved? No. Just like not every Christian is saved, it goes that way for everybody. But I'm telling you, God is going to make the world pay because of these people. He is. I mean, God's going to make the world suffer because God is laying his foot down. Because really, the world should be apologizing to the Jews. Should have been apologizing to the Jews a long time ago. Instead, this anti-Semitism continues. Why? Because of these hateful demon people. This was April of this year. Yeah, Ireland and Spain among those most hostile to the Jewish community. Israeli minister told Euronews. Now, of course, everybody would say, that's because it's an Israeli minister. Yeah? Right, but it's in their history. So it's because they've never repented for their history. They haven't. Look at this in Ireland. So God will make the world suffer because the world has had plenty of time to get right about this issue. And instead, because of these people that really, I more and more see them like that they're just demons possessed by something because of how stupid they are. Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, Tucker, just something wicked, dark has entered them, and they project just nothing but ugly foulness out of them, which, is what. And again, God said to hate evil. He did not want you to embrace evil. He did not want you to even forgive evil. Not unless evil was coming and asking for repentance. Okay? This is evil. That's why it continues to go on. See, that's the problem. Every time in the past when America has made Israel stop, it's always pissed me off because it's like it just puts everything on hold. Because it will eventually happen again. There needs to be a coming to moment. Let's call it a Hail Mary moment. That's what needs to happen. 2024, Ireland has become a hostile environment for Jews. It's in their entire history, going back to 1060. And they've never had a big Jewish community. In Limerick, which is in Munster, the Munster province, they, back in, I think I have it. This one's 1884. A Jewish family was stoned during Easter, resulting in injuries. Intimidation of local Jewish population increased in following decades. And then there's this one. The Limerick they boycotted the Jews. And again, they have a small Jewish population in Ireland. They've never had a big Jewish population, and they're this anti-Semitic. Yeah, Ireland is just not on the right side of anything at this moment, in my opinion. The most infamous event, beginning with economics and physical intimidation of Jewish residents. This includes harassment outside the Limerick synagogues, but it didn't escalate into, like massive violence or anything. But still, this is what, and again, this is in Ireland. They have such a small Jewish population. And now the Jewish population feels they have to move. And again, I showed last night how in 2024, Israel is closing their embassy. Yet, Ireland, that's the reason God will cut you off. I don't care if people want to believe that. You will find it out eventually. You will. Watch the way events play out. Because when God is laying down wrath, don't think that it is somehow DARPA that is doing it. That's what the devil wants you to think. No, when it's God, he's letting you know that for a reason. And it takes a lot to make him angry. But I'd say he's past the anger point right now. And the world needs to straighten up. Of course, the demons will stay demons. But stop following the demons. Ireland is often entangled with anti-Zionism and politically hostile towards Israel, which is more exaggerated in Ireland than in many Western democracies, shaping the overall climate of the country. So, this is the problem. So then when you look at your country's history, and you have a history of all these problems, and you want to blame some kings in England, and you want to blame whoever, you want to blame whatever, and you're tying yourself to the seat of Satan, the Catholic Church, and then there's been a mass child abuse problem in your country from the Catholic Church, then what is the message that God is trying to get across to you? It's not God that wants your children hurt. But how much more of the deeds? Because believe it or not, the biggest religion, Christian religion, that is anti-Semitic is the Catholic religion. Which is why God does not reside in that church. Because if he did, this wouldn't happen. It wouldn't. If it did, it would be very sporadic. This is a systemic, hear me, a systemic problem. Ireland and France, being another one, are two of the biggest countries, that have faced a massive child abuse from the Catholic Church, child molestation. In France, from 2015, what was it, 2000, not 2000, it was up to 2015, from, I forget, 1980 to 2015, maybe it was even a little longer than that, 330,000 children were sexually abused by clergy. What is the message that God is trying to tell you? And again, it's not because God's doing it, but do you think that he would reside in a church and that goes on a systemic level? Absolutely not. So if you're really about Christ, if you're really about the biblical God, then you should be running as fast as you can from the biggest anti-Semitic church and the biggest child molestation church. God has never resided in the Catholic Church.